Picture this. You walk into an Apple store in September 2026. There's a new iPhone in the case, and every single phone on that table starts at $999 or more because Apple isn't releasing a cheap iPhone this fall. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is one of them. And if you're watching this right now before it drops, you're already ahead of the millions of people who'll just walk in, pick up the shiny one, and spend over $1,200 without actually understanding what they bought. There are 3 specific upgrades coming to this phone, each one targeting something you interact with every single day, and one of them might be the most consequential iPhone Pro upgrade in years. Here's the part nobody's talking about yet. This isn't a review. The phone doesn't exist yet. Apple hasn't officially announced the iPhone 18 Pro Max BOA, but based on the current leak cycle, we have a clearer picture of this phone than we've had of most iPhones at this stage. Supply chain data, analyst reports from Ming-Chi Kuo and Jeff Pu, sourced leaks from Bloomberg, The Information, and McRumors. What I'm doing today is simple. I'm cutting through all of it and telling you what actually matters for your real-world decision. Because there's one thing buried in the spec rumors that I think changes the entire picture, and we'll get to it. So let's start here, because this year is genuinely strange. Apple is making a major shift from its usual release schedule. In September 2026, they're only releasing the high-end models, iPhone 18 Pro, Pro Max, and the new foldable. The base iPhone 18 won't arrive until spring 2027. Think about what that means. If you want to upgrade on Apple's traditional fall timeline this year, you have to opt for one of the more expensive models. There's no budget option waiting in the wings. No, just get the regular one. Apple is basically telling you, this fall, if you want a new iPhone, you're paying for a Pro. That's either a great sign for how good these phones are, or it's the most elegant pricing strategy Apple has ever quietly executed. Possibly both. Let's talk about the engine. The A20 Pro chip is built on a 2-nanometer process, delivering a 15% performance boost over its predecessor. Now, 15% sounds like a press release number. It is, but here's what actually matters. The current A19 chip runs on a 3-nanometer process. The move to 2 nanometers is a long-awaited step down in node size, and the chips are expected to bring both performance and efficiency improvements, leading to increased battery life without compromising speed. So this isn't just faster, it's faster and longer lasting. And when you combine a more efficient chip with what they're reportedly doing with the battery, which we'll cover in a second, this phone could genuinely be in a different class for all-day use. With iOS 27 and upgraded hardware, the iPhone 18 Pro is shaping up to be Apple's most AI-focused device yet. There's also a report that Apple will allow users to download extensions to Siri that would enable integration with ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, with a special section in the App Store dedicated entirely to these AI tools. So the chip isn't just doing speed, it's doing AI inference on device faster than anything Apple has shipped before. Okay, this is the one I keep coming back to. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to feature a battery exceeding 5,000 milliamp hours, potentially 5,100 to 5,200. The iPhone 17 Pro Max weighed in with a significantly smaller cell by comparison, and it's not just size. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are expected to feature new LTPO Plus display technology, which should allow higher refresh rates while using battery power more efficiently. LTPO Plus goes a step further than standard displays. It allows for granular control over the current sent to the OLED panel to emit light, meaning the screen runs more optimally with its environment and is more energy efficient overall. So let me translate that into human. Bigger battery, more efficient chip, more efficient display. That's 3 separate battery improvements hitting at the same time. I'm not going to say it out loud. But, all right, here it is. The thing I mentioned at the start, there are reports of a meaningful camera change At least one iPhone 18 Pro model is set to gain a variable aperture lens for the main camera. A variable aperture would let users manually adjust how much light gets to the sensor, cutting down on overexposure and providing new customization options for lighting and depth of field. Variable aperture. On a phone, this isn't a new idea. Samsung has experimented with it. Nobody has shipped it cleanly. The variable aperture rumor for the iPhone 18 Pro Max has now been corroborated more than once, and it may come to at least the Pro Max, if not both Pro models. Here's why this matters in real life. Right now, every smartphone camera has a fixed aperture. The lens opens to one size. That's it. That's all it can do. Variable aperture means you can physically widen or narrow how much light hits the sensor in the moment while you're shooting. In bright sunlight, you stop it down. In a dark room, you open it up. It's the difference between a point and shoot and an actual camera. On a phone you already have in your pocket, we're starting to see supply chain evidence supporting this. Reports indicate China's Sunny Optical and Luxshare ICT have started manufacturing actuators for the variable aperture camera system. This isn't a rumor anymore. Parts are being made, and that changes the entire camera conversation. Design-wise, honest answer, not much is changing visually. The iPhone 18 Pro models are expected to feature the same general design as the iPhone 17 Pro models, with a triple lens rear camera system and a large camera plateau. But a few things are worth noting. Apple is moving Face ID sensors under the display and shifting the front camera to a smaller dynamic island configuration, which would make the iPhone 18 Pro Max one of the cleanest looking iPhones ever made. Apple has reportedly updated the back glass to minimize the color difference between the glass and the aluminum frame, giving it a more unified premium appearance overall. And then there's color. A source confirmed a new dark cherry colorway, described as more of a dark cherry shade with a tinge of purple rather than a straightforward red, which honestly sounds incredible and also sounds like something Apple will name something completely unrelated to cherries or purple, mulberry dusk or something. You'll still buy it. One more thing that doesn't get enough coverage, 2026 is expected to be the year Pro iPhones get an Apple-designed modem, specifically the C2, with millimeter wave 5G support, replacing Qualcomm entirely and allowing Apple to stop relying on third-party hardware for the first time. Apple is also teaming up with Amazon to provide satellite internet service after Amazon acquired Globalstar, the previous provider. This opens the door to full internet access over satellite rather than emergency services only. So if you travel, if you go anywhere remote, if you've ever been in a situation where no signal actually mattered, this is the year that changes. So here's where I land. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is shaping up to be not the flashiest upgrade, but one of the most complete ones Apple has put together in a long time. The upgrade case isn't about what you'll see at first glance, it's about what you'll feel over a full day of use, longer battery engineered from multiple directions simultaneously, a chip architecture with genuine structural changes, and the first physically variable aperture camera in iPhone history. If you're on an iPhone 15 or older, but this is a straightforward yes. If you already own a recent Pro Max model, the upgrade may feel more incremental. But if you're coming from an older device or planning a long-term hold, the iPhone 18 Pro Max may offer meaningfully better efficiency and day-to-day comfort than anything you've held before. The one caveat I'll give you, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo doesn't believe Apple will raise the price on the Pro models, with analyst Jeff Pugh predicting an aggressive pricing strategy despite ongoing global memory shortages, which means if the leaks hold, you get all of this at the same price you paid last time. That's not nothing. The variable aperture camera is the thing I'd watch most closely between now and September. If it ships the way the supply chain reports suggest, it's a genuine category shift, not a spec bump, a different kind of phone camera. One question for you though, are you upgrading this fall or waiting to see the iPhone fold first? Because that's actually a harder decision than most people realize right now. Drop it below.